Hello, everyone, and welcome to Tony's Comic Spotlight. In this weekly episodic series, I spotlight some of the best comics put to print.
In this week's episode, we celebrate the first appearance of Johnny Blaze, the Ghost Rider, by shining the spotlight on Marvel Spotlight issue number 5 from 1972.
If you are enjoying the content, please feel free to like and subscribe, and don't forget to ring the bell to be notified of our latest videos. Feel free to leave a comment as well. I hope you enjoy the videos. And now, on to our featured story. Story number 1, Ghost Rider in Ghost Rider. Johnny Blaze, the Ghost Rider, rides through the streets of New York and accidentally witnesses two men killing another. Wanting no part of what's happened, he rides on, but is then chased by the killers. Upon trapping him in an alley, the men are shocked to see Blaze's flaming skull. The Ghost Rider points his finger, causing flame to erupt on the ground. The men make a run for it, and Blaze rides back to Madison Square Garden, where he transforms back into his human form. He thinks back to try and remember what happened, hoping to find some answers in the past. Johnny's father, Barton Blaze, died in a motorcycle accident when his son was very young. Johnny was then adopted by Crash Simpson, another stunt rider that ran a cycle show with his wife Mona and daughter Roxanne. Johnny grew into adolescence and had followed his stepfather's footsteps by taking up cycle riding. When he was 15, his motorcycle caught fire during a practice session. Though he attempted to save his family, Mona Simpson is killed in the bike's explosion. Before she dies, she makes Johnny promise her that he'll never ride in the show due to the danger, which he agrees to. 5 years later, Johnny is discovered riding in secret by Roxanne, who tells him that she is in love with him. Later on, Crash tells the two that he has cancer and that the show's performance at Madison Square Garden will be his last if he lives to even see that. Determined to keep his stepfather from dying, Johnny researches some occult books, finally using them to summon Satan, actually the demon lord Mephisto in one of his many forms. In exchange for Johnny's soul, the devil will spare Crash from the cancer that's killing him. 3 weeks later, Crash tells Johnny that he plans to try and break the world cycle record jump at the garden. Johnny knows he'll be fine due to the deal he made with Satan. When Crash attempts to jump it, he doesn't make it and dies in the resulting accident. Furious at what happened, Blaze suits up, mounts a bike, and does the same stunt and makes it, breaking the world record. That night, Satan returns to claim Johnny's soul, claiming that he only said he'd spare Crash from the disease and nothing else. As Mephisto prepares to take Johnny to hell, Roxanne enters and banishes the demon with the pure essence of her soul. She tells Johnny that she read his books behind his back and learned how to send the devil away. The next night, however, Johnny begins to burn with fever until his head suddenly transforms into a flaming skull. Every night since, he has undergone the transformation into the Ghost Rider. In this issue's flashback, stuntman Johnny Blaze made a pact with Satan in order to save Crash Simpson's life. While the devil who appeared in this story was intended to be Satan, father of Damien and Satana Hellstrom, he was to be a Mephisto in Ghost Rider Volume 2, Issue 68. The devil was retconned again into being Satan, although a different one from the Hellstrom's father, in Ghost Rider Volume 6, Issue number 5. This Lord Satan, identified with the Judeo-Catholic devil figure of Lucifer, made his first appearance in Ghost Rider Volume 6, number 1. It may be easy to forget, but Ghost Rider didn't start out as a vengeance-seeking demon. The superhero identity actually debuted in Ghost Rider number 1 in 1967. In the story, a young man named Carter Slade came across a group of individuals disguised as Native Americans beating up people. Slade tried to stop them, but he was shot several times as a result. Thankfully, Carter was found by a real Native American group. The men took Carter to their tribe's doctor, and he was promptly resurrected. Following his resurrection, Slade was told he was the champion of the Great Spirit, a warrior destined to protect the innocent. Carter embraced his role as the champion and took on the mantle of the Ghost Rider. Following the debut of Johnny Blaze's Ghost Rider, Slade became known as the Phantom Rider, and he's maintained a relatively small presence in the Marvel Universe ever since. The spirit of vengeance has been around for thousands of years. and one of the most prominent early hosts was Noble Kale. Keeping up with the twisted nature of the Ghost Rider mythology, Kale's origin story is incredibly weird. During the 18th century, Noble fell in love with a young woman named Magdalena. Magdalena discovered that Noble's father, Pastor Kale, was a worshiper of Mephisto, and the pastor burned her as a witch as a result. Before passing away, however, Magdalena summoned spirits to kill him. Desperate to stay alive, the pastor sold Noble Kale's soul to Mephisto, who then turned the young man into the Ghost Rider. There are so many times Johnny Blaze proved to be an incredible rider. His Hellfire bike is one of the coolest rides in the Marvel Universe, and Ghost Rider knows exactly how to make good use of it. Once, Ghost Rider managed to outrun Thor's hammer before plucking it out of thin air and delivering it back to the God of Thunder without breaking a sweat. Moreover, Ghost Rider's powers also allow Blaze to drive over water. Ghost Rider's motorcycle has performed some remarkable feats over the years, but very few compared to the time it outran Thor's hammer. In Avengers issue number 214, the issue showed Johnny Blaze facing off against the X-Men Angel. Unable to restrain himself, Blaze beat the mutant to a pulp and left him in a coma. The Avengers learned of the attack and they decided to track down Ghost Rider to stop him from hurting anyone else. The heroes eventually found Blaze, but they soon realized they were no match for him. In an effort to weaken Ghost Rider, Thor threw Mjolnir at him. To his surprise, Blaze hopped on his bike and quickly outran the hammer. He then grabbed Mjolnir, rode it back to Thor, and used its momentum to deliver a devastating blow to the God of Thunder. There are many secrets attached to Ghost Rider's chain, which has been used by the Spirit of Vengeance as a huge weapon against his enemies. Many fans wouldn't know the fact that this particular chain has a telepathic connection to Ghost Rider. This means that the demonic spirit can use it and manipulate it telepathically. He doesn't need his hands or skills to catch the enemy off guard. He can use his mind to order his chain around. There isn't only a single Ghost Rider known to the Marvel Universe. Instead, there are two very different versions of this celestial spirit. One is the Spirit of Vengeance from Hell, and the other is the Angel of Vengeance. When Blackheart attempted to ruin Earth's future by trying to convert it into a new hell, three unlikely and intimidating Marvel anti-heroes banded together to stop the evil. Ghost Rider, Venom, and Red Hulk were the ones who wanted to end Blackheart once and for all, but during the battle it turned out that Blackheart was too strong for every single one of them. Hence they decided to fuse together and form one hell of a creature, quite literally, that could tap into the powers of Venom, Hulk, and Ghost Rider all at once. Back in the 90s, Marvel introduced the 2099 Universe, a new line of comics centered around future versions of some of its most popular characters. One of the heroes to receive the futuristic treatment was Ghost Rider. Surprisingly, Marvel ditched Ghost Rider's signature mystical origin and turned him into a technologically based hero. In the comic, a rash hacker named Kenshiro Cochran was murdered by a violent gang as he was trying to steal some important information. Shortly after his death, Cochran woke up in a digital universe known as the Ghost Worlds. There, a group of artificial intelligence programs convinced Cochran to return to the world as their champion to prevent humanity's destruction. Kenshiro accepted, and his mind was downloaded into a robot body almost identical to the original Ghost Rider, and thus the future version of the Ruthless Avenger was born. I want to take a minute to thank everyone for watching this spotlight as we took a look at the first appearance of Johnny Blaze, the Ghost Rider, and Marvel Spotlight issue number 5 from 1972. If you're enjoying the content, please give us a like and subscribe, and don't forget to ring that bell for future notifications. And join us back here next week as we take a look at the first solo series and the second appearance of The Crow. We're going to be talking about part 1 of the Eric Draven story in The Crow, issue number 1 from 1989. So that is going to be really fun. And happy Halloween, everyone. Until next time, take it easy, be safe, and God bless. See you.